We're glad you're still with us, and I hope that you are getting some insight into the importance of the nonprofits in the city of Long Beach. The next project that we have is a different type of project. It's enlightening and enhancing children's lives. And we have someone here that started it and has been involved with it constantly since it started, and that is Christy Wilkins, and she is with Dramatic Results. I got all that right.
You got all that right.
Very good. Yeah, well, I got something from you several years ago, and it was so nice, I kept it. So,
Probably.
okay, all right. I had to get that off to you before we started, but what is Dramatic Results?
Dramatic Results is an arts-based agency that uses the arts to engage kids in learning. The purpose of our programs is...
You put this together.
We put it together. And the purpose is to get kids excited about learning by having them experience that real-life linkage between book learning that can often seem abstract and distant with hands-on projects that they make, and it brings it to life.
Like what?
Baskets. We have them make reed baskets to learn measurement and geometry.
And they read?
And they read and create their own scripts and create readers' theater to learn language arts. We're having the kids create poetry and puppetry for President's Day and get to use that as an opportunity to express their opinions and feelings while developing language arts skills. And in Long Beach in particular, because we're dealing with so many English language learning students, it's vital they have that opportunity. So that's what we do.
So when you talk about making baskets, they don't know how to make a basket unless they read about how to make a basket.
We don't have them read about how to make a basket.
Oh, so reading is not part of the basket making.
Well, it is, but it's what we do, it's all hands-on. So for example, to create the basket, in the program Math in a Basket, we go in with a team of 4 people into a classroom. The children get to actually see all the material in raw big spools. They have to do all of the measurement, all of the geometry themselves, but they keep a journal. So as they're creating their basket, doing the measurement, doing the geometry, learning the social studies, it's huge for our students to realize that Native Americans still exist and that we had a whole population of Native Americans just here in Long Beach. And they get to learn about the local Tongva Gagliano, so they do reading in that regard. They get to have presented into their classroom cultural presenters from the Tongva tribe that talk about that. So in that case, they do read. And everybody in Math in a Basket reads The Island of Dolphins, which, as we know, took place on Catalina.
Yes. Oh my. Well, where do you find these children? How do you do it? Do you do it in the schools? Do you do it in a facility? Is it voluntary? Do you choose certain people? Tell me about all of that.
Sure. In particular, for Math in a Basket, it has been an in-class program for the last 10 years. And
in their public school class?
In their public school here in Long Beach.
So you're working in the public schools?
We work in the public schools. We have been partnering with Long Beach Unified for actually 22 years.
Oh, wow.
And our classes have been a regular part of the instructional day for the last 10 years.
Wow.
And the reason for that is that we are able to show double-digit gains in their math performance. And we have been so successful in showing increases both in their math and their language arts scores. The district is giving us precious instructional time, which, as you know, is vital, especially with all of the pressure under No Child Left Behind and now with Common Core.
Absolutely.
So we go in with a team of teaching artists that are paid and trained, and I will emphasize that
that you get.
That Dramatic Results hires and trains, and we take them into the classrooms. And with that, we train the classroom teachers to do what we do. And we work with the children 1 hour a week over the course of 24 weeks. So basically, we're in a classroom 7 months, and we really get to know the children.
1 day a week?
1 day a week for 1 hour.
And I bet they look forward to you.
They do. It's fun. We come in with our distinctive aprons, and it's an opportunity for kids to actually bring together all of the learning throughout the week and experience and create something that they get to take home to their families that they've made from scratch and have personal meaning to them.
Now, we talked about the basket, but you also talked about producing poetry or producing a script?
Absolutely. We have two programs that we are currently doing. One is called Right on Arts, and that's language arts integrated. So we have taken the content standards for language arts that align with both California and national, and certainly Long Beach Unified, and we have created a curriculum that infuses the arts with those content standards. And so we bring alive what the classroom teachers are trying to do every week. We do it by bringing the arts in. So for example, if children are needing to learn narrative or expository, we do it through puppetry, theater arts, portraiture, collage, comic strips, all kinds of projects that allow the kids to hands-on.
And they can choose something that they want?
They can choose, and they work individually as well as in teams. So of vital importance is the fact that not only are we reinforcing the core academic standards, but we're bringing in all of the social dynamic skills, which are so vital for our children to be able to learn to problem solve. They get to make decisions. They get to explain their own choices.
And they work with someone as they're doing this.
They certainly do.
And they have, it's like a tutor.
It's both like a tutor, but they also work student to student, so there's a lot of group dynamic. They learn to problem solve and work together as teams and students, and that's vital. We need more student-led instruction.
Tell me about the results that you're finding.
We are very fortunate because we have from day one dedicated about 15% of our annual budget per year to independent evaluation. So whether it's Stanford, UCLA, or Claremont, they come in and actually evaluate our programs for us, utilizing our students as the participatory group, comparing our students' performance to control students who are not getting our services but have very similar demographics. And what we are finding is consistently over all of these 11 years in which we've been in classrooms, our students each and every year outperform control students.
And the control students come from where?
Other Long Beach schools. All, and I would emphasize that we are in only the lowest performing, neediest schools in Long Beach. Our passion is about raising the performance level of the lowest performing and giving them greater opportunities.
It's kind of like giving them a fun project.
It is.
That they don't realize they're getting all this learning at the same time.
The joy of it is learning can be fun. Who says learning has to be
right.
boring and we have to sit at our desk quietly?
Yep.
We find the kids get raucous and happy and they're moving, but they're on task and they're learning more. And we find happy kids learn better. Sort of like happy cows produce better cheese.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, this project was started how long ago and by whom, and how has it maintained itself through the years? Do you have a board, or tell me that structure?
I started Dramatic Results 22 years ago with a gift from my mother. My mother was a local attorney here in town, and through
What was
her
her
work,
name?
Carol Ruin, a
Okay.
local divorce attorney.
Okay.
And it was really through her that I was able to learn that there were a lot of children who at that point the parents were coming through our office, and the children were really suffering through the process of divorce and bereavement and other kinds of issues. And their academics were suffering, and I saw an area for need. And I've been rather strong-headed most of my life.
Is that right?
Really. And because of my own background, I learned English as a second language, and I knew what it was like to grow up with divorce and all kinds of issues of violence. And I was a high school dropout, got a GED, went to college, did good that way.
Changed your life.
Changed my life, but it gave me a real empathy for what many of our students are dealing with. And so I took that $2,500 22 years ago, and over the course of 22 years, we have parlayed it into $17 million in grants that I have personally raised, brought into Long Beach, and we have served 20,000 Long Beach students.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Which is my
Well,
life's
you
work.
know, you must be succeeding to have the Unified School District give you the time
I'm
in the
so
classroom,
honored.
because
Yes.
that doesn't happen too often.
It
And so your results have shown the need for what you're doing.
I think it's critical, and I have to tout. The Long Beach Unified School District has been a phenomenal partner.
It's a wonderful school
It's a
district.
great school district, and we've been very fortunate because they have truly been partners with us. We've been able to co-develop programs with them, and at this very juncture, because of the advent of Common Core, we have the opportunity to become even more nimble and a better partner to them by developing new programs for STEM, which is what we are in the process of doing right now.
And who are the people that go in to help the students? You say you recruit these people.
Thank you. The majority of our students actually are born and raised in Long Beach, with the exception of one of my teaching artists. All of them are Long Beach natives and are the first in their families to go to college. My teaching artists represent 4 languages. All but one is a product of Long Beach Unified, and all are coming out of Cal State Long Beach. So I'm a huge fan of supporting local employment and great role modeling. We need our inner city children to see people that they can associate with that have been successful and can have fun. Imagine a job where you get to have fun and play and work with kids. Pretty good.
Yeah, you've gotten a chance to know these students too. Can you think of somebody that has gone through this, or some story about one of your
I
projects?
can.
Okay.
One in particular, we have one young woman whose name was Maribel, and she went through our Math in a Basket program as a 4th and 5th grader. Her family had moved up here from Mexico. She was just learning English, and that was as a 4th and 5th grader. Last year, she graduated from Jordan High School and was able to get a scholarship to go to Cal State Long Beach. And her goal is to become an art therapist.
Oh my.
And she credits that devotion from her experience with us.
Isn't
And the
that
fact
something?
that we had staff that could speak Spanish to her and help her both learn English and find a niche in caring for others.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I love your involvement with
Yeah.
it too, and the fact that you started something that all of a sudden is just, I can't believe the amount of money you've raised in order to keep it going, but good for you,
Thank you.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
I love Dramatic Results. Every now and then I get something from you, and I always treasure it because I know some student has developed it. So
It's very important.
thank you very
Everything.
much.
Thank
It's
you.
Nice to see you,
Nice to
Christy.
see you.
Thank you. We've had another good 2 programs today. We thank you very much for being with us, and be sure and you come back next week.